Hello and welcome to this episode of the Building Academy. My name is Gabbel and I'm going to be your teacher in this lesson. And in this lesson we are going to learn about interiors. So firstly we are going to talk about layouts, how to do layouts of your houses. Please, in the class, be still. And then I'm going to talk about decoration, showing you examples, and yeah, we'll see. Excuse me. Yeah, that's better. Okay. So anyways, I hope that we will learn a lot together, but now we will jump over to the example house where I will show you all of this. So see you in a little bit. Okay, so now we're here in this example house, and well, as you can see, the inside of this house, it's a bit messy, but like it's still pretty simple and clean. The walls are pretty straight. There are no weird turns or stuff, because in a lot of more complex houses, the interiors, or no, I mean the inside walls, they tend to get more and more weird and messy as the outside gets more and more complex. But this house is pretty simple, which is good for making an example. And I will begin with the layout, and again the layout is just important to me, or in my opinion, as the decoration itself, because it adds to the realism. And you know, a normal house has different rooms, so having rooms is really important. But yes, I will get started with this, and then I will be back when I am done and show you around, so see you in a little bit. Okay, so now I have made the layout for this house. I haven't furnished it yet, but we will have a quick look around before I do the furnishing. Okay, so as you can see here, I've put up a wall here, and that is because the stairs are here. Let's first check out this place, the first floor, of course. As you might notice already, the doors are like facing inwards, so if I come from here, then the door is at the other side of the block. And I do this because it looks better from this way, and since you're going in from this way, and this way is where you get the first impression, so I think that the first impression is always the most important, so I tend to put the doors like this. Okay, but now we will enter here, and this is the kitchen. Not much to see right now, but again, kitchens are often at the first floor, so I put this here, or I should say the dining room. Actually, the kitchen is here, and I've made it connected to the dining room, because that's how kitchens are made, pretty much. So here we will have a kitchen as well, and here there will be a little closet or storage room or something, since, yeah, for the kitchen. And yeah, these are things you naturally have on the first floor, and you can see, like, I've divided it up in a fair part of rooms, like one small room and 3 big ones. This will be the hallway then. And that's what I tend to do. I tend to divide it into kind of small rooms, because they are much easier to decorate, and normal houses do have a lot of rooms, so that's more realistic. So here we have like the stairway to the second floor. There's not much to see here, but I've made a kind of open room, sorry. And there's a lot of space here, so there's a lot of things you can put here. And then we have 2 doors. I'll show this one first. This is a little hallway, and that is because, well, this house is connected to another level, so you can go inside from here as well. So I'm planning to have maybe a hallway or something here, we will see. But anyway, let's continue. So the main like path is, if you go in here, you come into this little room corridor, where there's three ways to go. So firstly there's this corridor here, which just leads to a little closet. And that's another thing, I usually put closets under stairs, because often you can see that stairs are like this. Like they're just going up without any walls or something. Oops, like this. But I think it looks more plain, and it looks much better, I think, if you have a wall, and it's often you have walls in real houses as well, so I tend to do that. I think it looks nice, but it's up to you. Anyway, let's continue. You have this room as well, which is just a small room. This could fit for a bedroom maybe, or a toilet. We will see when I've decorated it all. But yeah, it's, you can do whatever you want there. Then we have a stairway to the 3rd floor, and here we have this little corridor as well. And we've got a big nice view. I like to have it open in the corridor so you see where you can go. And we have this room at first, and this I think will be a bedroom as well, or maybe if the other one isn't a bedroom, then this will be at least a bedroom. We have the attic here. I'll just show it quick. Not much really. I've just corrected the walls a little bit so it's like a curved roof, or yeah, roof I mean. And then we have this, and this is a big room because all the other rooms in this house have been small so far, so I tried to make a big room here to show that even in kind of small houses you can still make big, more fancy rooms. So this is going to be an office later, and yeah, here we just have some small closets because I had some space left, and that's what I usually do if I have some space left when I'm doing, especially when I'm doing a big room. If there's blocks on the sides that doesn't fit in, then I usually make them into closets or big rooms, or just wall them off. It depends. But anyway, that's it for the layout, and now we will go to the part where I've actually decorated it all. So see you then. Okay, so now I have finished the interior for this house, and I will give you a show around tour and talk about everything. So as you can see here, we're coming into the hallway, and the first impression here might be that it's very crammed, and I made this room especially crammed a bit just to show just that you can get very much stuff into small spaces, and that's a good thing, at least according to me, because it's good that you add as much detail as you can, pretty much. So we got this table, a little bookshelf, which is a head by the way. I'll put the names of the custom heads in the description as well. And you know, painting and some stuff on this table, some hooks that are used for hangers, and chests. Let's move on. We come into the kitchen here, and what I want to talk about in this room, I thought, was the first impression. So like when you come in here, you have a good view of the whole room. You can see the table, some shelves, chairs of course, some bookshelves here, and a small table here, and the door to the kitchen. And you can see it all from where you come, and you see, like, it feels nice. It's got a lot of colors, and yeah, you get the whole room as soon as you walk into it. For example, if I would have had a bookshelf here, so you had to go around, that's a kind of weird thing to do, but in some places people do this, and well, you don't get any like view of the room, and that's, according to me, a bad thing, because then people won't be interested, and they won't be like, yeah, the first impression is very important according to me, so you should always be able to see the whole room. But let's move on to the kitchen here. So here, as you can see, I've got on this side some shelves and a little table with a chair, and here I have the kitchen thingies with a sink, a little tap going down, some furnaces with trapdoors, that's the word, and a little table and a pot that could have some maybe sugar in it for the brewing stand or whatever, use your imagination, and a little crafting table under there, and yeah, some shelves here, and then the little room under the stairs I use for a storage room. So there's some food and chests and hooks in there, like in a normal storage room for food. Yeah, but that's pretty much it for the first floor, so let's move on to the next one. So this is kind of a hallway up with the stairs up to the next floor, and as you can see here, I'm having a lot of greenery. I'm using a lot of green and brown for this room, because like hallways are supposed to be rooms that you walk through. It's not the kind of cozy rooms that uses colors such as red or blue, or like being cozy. These are more, yeah, it's not the room you stay in when you're in a house, it's the room you walk through. So I'm using more like, yeah, colors like green and brown, It feels better for that kind of atmosphere, because the atmosphere is very important, because each room has a different atmosphere, and the colors do, like, they make a lot when it comes to the atmosphere. And then here, as you can see, I've used some shelves here on the wall, because it's a long way from the floor down there to the roof up here, so there's a lot of space to put in shelves and stuff. A little head as well for a small chest. And here, well, here I've got some more stuff, like a bookshelf, and a little table, some chests. So if you go in here, moving on, you come to a small hallway, because this house, again, is connected from 2 levels. Down there is the first entrance, and here is the second one. So I'm having a small hallway here, with, you know, some hooks, standard stuff, chests, and a little bookshelf. And as you can see here, I've used for this one ladders for the bookshelves, and out here I use a little slab there and having it too high. And it's just an example of that. I usually randomize when I make bookshelves, for example, and pretty much everything that you should always try to randomize it. With bookshelves, they can easily look a bit plain if there's just bookshelves like this. Oh, there's a pumpkin in there. I didn't know that. If you just use stairs like this, or even another pumpkin, so if you just have stairs like this, or bookshelves like this, got all out of track there, that doesn't look as nice as if you have, like, you mix it up. You have chests, you have ladders. Just build that up again, or I can actually make another example. Just, you can have some slabs. You can have a chest up there, and maybe trapdoors here. Yeah, like that. So now we've got an entirely different bookcase, but it still looks pretty good. Maybe not have one of those there. You can have a brewing stand there instead. Brewing stand isn't like a full block, but it's still adding a detail. So that's just an example. It's pretty easy to make, but it does make a big difference to randomize like that. But let's move on. This video is taking too long already. We're coming into this hallway here, and as you can see, we've got 3 ways to go. This door here, and this corridor here, and this stair. So firstly, I can talk about this. As you can see, it's just a 1 wide corridor, and these corridors can be hard to make, at least to make look interesting. But what I did is that I put a little stair here with a flower pot on top to make a table, and a painting in the background. This makes it look kind of interesting to go over there. So instead of having it just nothing there in the end, you see that doesn't look very inviting. Instead I had that painting and that stair with a flower pot on top to make it look more in depth and also more interesting. So and here we have just a little story under the stairs. Yeah, let's go into this room. This is a bathroom. Let's just take that away. I always get annoyed when I have a lot of stuff in my inventory. So we got this little bathroom here, and that might not be the most realistical thing in a medieval house, but I still use it sometimes, and I know that a lot of people do have bathrooms in their houses, even though it's not realistical. But my thought on that is that if you necessarily want to have a bathroom, even though it isn't realistical, then at least it should look nice, right? So that I'm giving an example at least. I've got this sink here. It's a hopper this time instead of a cauldron. And this toilet here with some water in it, chests, hooks for hangers, shelf, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's move on. Again, I used a what are they called? Banner. A new banner here. I'm not very good at making banners, but I found this one online and I altered it, changed the color, so I think it looks nice. Yeah, let's move on. Okay, so we come up to here, and here we have this like corridor and shelf here, little torch in the middle of the room. If you can, it's good to put the torches in the middle of the room because it lights up everything in a good way. We've got another one of these banners here, and we've got 3 ways to go: this door, this ladder, and this door here. So let's go here. Here we have the bedroom, and again here I can just you can take note of that all the blocks except this one on the floor are actually used with something. This one is a trapdoor. And that's like another example of how much you can put into a room. Like, yeah, you just fill the room with as much stuff as possible, and good ways to do that is that you have things like tables and greenery thingies are alongside the walls. Same with beds, really. Most things fits good if they're alongside the wall, and that's the same in real life. Carpets can be in the middle to make it colorful and nice, and but that's also a good thing that or like a good reason to make many rooms in your house, because if you have everything in a big room, then it's very hard to decorate it in the middle, because it looks kind of weird if you put, for example, beds in the middle of a room. That just doesn't really happen in real life. But if you have a lot of rooms, then you can like use up all the space, and still, because here they're only, yeah, like all these things are connecting with the walls except for the carpet here. So it's kind of, yeah, it's easier, I'd say, to decorate rooms if you have more rooms, so it's smaller rooms. So yeah, let's head up this little ladder up to the attic. So yeah, the attic, the last thing here, it's not much to say really, you know. It's like a normal attic. You put stuff here that you don't have room for or that you don't want. Like, you know, a lot of chests, but also a little table, shelf, brewing stand, and some hooks just for randomization. But yeah, that is it. Now I will give you a summary on what we have learned today. Okay, so what have we learned today? Well, we have had two parts of the video, and in the first part we talked about layout, and firstly we talked about how to that you should lay out your house with many rooms, because it's realistic and it's much easier to get in details into your house if you have many rooms. We also talked about where to put your rooms, so for example that the kitchen should be on the first floor because that's realistic, and the bedroom on the second floor, or at least usually, so that's how I do it. We also talked about like the first impression, so that if you go up the stair, for example, you have a nice view, you can see where the doors to the other rooms are, so the house isn't a maze but more like an open and warm, and yeah, so you get a nice feeling anyways. We also talked about that in the second part of the video, the decoration part, that the room should be inviting and you get a good first impression. I can actually show you here how I've made it in this room. This is the office, the last room that I didn't show in the other part of the video. So as you can see here, we have a nice view when we come in. You can see the window at the far back wall. And yeah, it's just a lot of stuff. We talked about that you should fill up your room with a lot of different things, and you can see there's a big variety here, and the room's also filled up from like there's a lot of things on the walls and on the floor as well, and a lot of color. We talked about color as well. You can see there's both greenery and the carpet, and yeah, just a lot of stuff. It gives a good atmosphere, and yeah, it's just generally nice. So I hope you've got a lot of tips and things from this. We will go to the classroom now, so see you there. So that's it for this episode of the Building Academy. I hope that you learned a lot in this lesson, and that you had some fun as well. I've had some fun teaching you, and yeah, it looks like you're having fun, so that's nice. But that's it. So dismissed, everyone.